What's up, Northeast Hardy Tropicals? Today we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite ornamental grasses, the blue lime grass, also known as the blue dune grass. Let me zoom in here and just show you this color. Look at this blue. This is like a super light blue, like a baby blue. Even when you look at the color blue in nature, you don't see it too often with the foliage. You know, you're going to see some flowers will have some blue and things like that, but to actually see blue foliage is not very common, which I think is great. So I think having blue lime grass or another blue grass called blue fescue, which is a much smaller grass, kind of gives, you know, your landscape a pop of blue color that you just don't see very often. Speaking of ornamental grasses, like many others, the blue lime grass, you can split these. So you see all this open area. So here's kind of like the main plant, and all this kind of grew out. So all of this right here, you could just go ahead and split that and move that to another location. Now you have two plants. That's what I love about ornamental grasses. So talking about height on this plant, I would consider this a medium-sized grass. You see some of your grass foliage here, you're topping out at somewhere around 3+ feet. And then your plumes, the tall ones that stand erect, you're looking at around 5+ feet. A lot of times they'll get heavy or like a heavy rain and they'll kind of flop over. You see that's pretty common. So they kind of do a little bit of everything. They grow a little wild, or some will grow straight up. And another great thing about these guys is they're extremely hardy. This is just a straight up perennial. You don't have to do anything with these guys. They're very tough. They're cold tolerant. I've read that they can survive down to zone 4, which is crazy. They're very dry tolerant as well, which is another great feature, and that's hence the name dune grass. You're going to see these things on your shore points, holding that sand for some beach erosion to help with the erosion. So just very tough. I've also read that they're salt tolerant, so you can just see these things everywhere. I love them. And they pretty much look good anywhere. You can put them next to rocks, put them next to a fence, put them on the beach, put them next in mulch, whatever you want to do. They look awesome. The bad news is they're kind of tough to find. So blue lime grass, you know, you may find them on the internet, and I'll put a link, you know, to help you with your search, the correct spelling, a little description on more about these plants. But if you go to your Home Depots, your Lowe's, your local nurseries, you're not always going to find them. You kind of just keep looking is my best advice for these. You know, you go to your nurseries and you're always going to find the ferns, the hostas. They're always going to be there for you, but these will not always be there. I did see one at a Home Depot a few weeks ago. That was the only time I've ever seen one there. So basically just keep looking and you will find this. And even if you're paying slightly overpriced, the good news is you could split them. Just get a nice big healthy plant, split these if you can. And like all plants, when you do, you know, split them and plant new plants, just make sure you water them pretty well for a week to 2 weeks. And after that, plants like this, the blue lime grass, they're pretty self-sufficient. You really don't have to water them much at all throughout the summer. So just a fantastic plant for your Northeast Hardy tropical garden.